everyone. Good afternoon. How are we doing? Trust we're all good. This is Growth Habits with Ngozi, and I am your personal guide on this journey of growth. Please do let me know you can hear me. Let me know that you can hear me. Okay, I can see. Let me check on Facebook if we are live. Um, I can't see yet if we're live on Facebook. Please let me know if you can hear me on Facebook. Okay, let me check the volume. All right. Okay, so we are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. How are you doing? How is your day going so far? Yes, this is Growth Habits with Ngozi, and I am your personal guide on the journey of growth. We're starting a new, what do I call it, topic. Okay, a new series. Yes, let me not say topic. A new series today. Um, we are going to be looking at building resilience. Um, we talked about financial planning and budgeting for the past four sessions, and we've concluded that. I wanted to do a Q&A session, but I chose to leave it. If you have any questions about that series, please still go ahead and let me know. Um, let me know the questions. I will still attend to it. So I will still attend to it nonetheless. Let me have your questions if you have any. I will still attend to them. But we are moving on to a new. Okay, I think I am back. Please let me know if I am back. The network was misbehaving for just a second or so. Please confirm that you can still hear me. Uh, the network is so sketchy today that I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Please let me know if you can hear me. We're also supposed to be live on YouTube today. I hope that worked. We're just trying to get things all worked out. So let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me check Facebook once again. Okay. Okay, looks like we are back everywhere. All right, so this is our life, this part of the world. So just we'll manage it as we see it. All right, so we are going to be talking about for the next four sessions. We're going to be talking about building resilience in the face of change or in the time of change. For the next four sessions, that is what we are going to be talking about. So as you join, please do let me know that you have joined me. Do let me know where you're joining me from. Yeah, let me know where you're joining me from. So this first session, we're going to be looking at understanding resilience. What is it all about? What does it even mean that one is resilient and all that? So we're going to be looking at that in this first session. Then for the next four sessions, we will be looking at other things. other aspects of resilience. So this is session 97. We are getting so close to that 100 session. It means that we'll be talking about resilience. Um, yeah, when we get to our 100th session, I'm so happy. I'm so excited that we're approaching 100 sessions of growth habits. 100 sessions of growth habits. It's amazing to me. Till I still can't believe that we have come this far. All right, so we're talking about resilience, as I said. And please, once again, let me know once you join. I'll have to be going between Facebook and Instagram to see who is online and if there's any comments, because we are still not able to see the comments on the Restream app for some reason. But we will get all those things sorted out. Apparently, for me to be able to view the comments, I have to connect from a page, I believe, not from a profile. So, but for now, I'm broadcasting from my personal Facebook profile, so I can't see the comments. I have to go on another device on Facebook to see if you are commenting. But please come on, join, comment. I will see it. I will see it. It just takes a little walk from my side, but I will see it. All right. So we're talking about resilience. What is resilience? What really is resilience? Um, Usually, you know, there are a lot of definitions out there, but for me, basically, resilience is just your ability to bounce back from adversity, to bounce back from challenges, to bounce back from issues, and also your ability to adapt to change, because change is always happening, as it constantly happening. Your ability to adapt to the changes around you without allowing them to overwhelm you is what we call resilience. That is what we call resilience. Your ability to adapt to change, your ability to bounce back from adversity, from difficult situations, from difficult, circumstances. That is resilience. And I believe that we all have a little bit of resilience in us. We all have the ability to bounce back. We all have the ability to adapt to change. But it's the extent that each person has it that, is the issue. A lot of people have it, but they don't even realize. They do not realize that they are capable of bouncing back. They do not realize that they are capable of adapting to change, whatever the change may be. They don't realize it. Excuse me. They don't realize it. Maybe because they've not really had a situation come up that required them to adapt, that required them to bounce back. But I think we all have just a little bit of that ability in us, the ability to adapt to change. So, and I want to say one thing here: resilience is not about avoiding challenges. No, it's not about avoiding challenges. It's actually facing them and then being able to grow through them. So it's not about avoiding challenges. Sometimes we think if we can avoid challenges, it shows we are resilient. No, when you avoid challenges, you are not even expressing any form of resilience because you're just avoiding the challenges. You're not facing them. Resilience is built when we face challenges, face them head on, and then grow through them. Grow through them. That is the important thing. So it's not just that you are able to face challenges, but you need to grow through the challenges. You need to develop through them. You need to come out better than when you went into the challenging situation or the challenging times. You have to come out better. If not, then you've not really developed resilience. If you have not learned and grown through it, you've not really developed resilience. So let me even ask as many as are on today, to you, what does resilience mean? What does resilience mean to you? If you were asked, if someone asked you, what is resilience? How would you describe resilience? What would you say is resilience? So please let me know in the comments, even as I continue, because I'm noticing that there's a lag between what I'm saying and Facebook. So as you hear it, please do let me know what resilience means to you personally. Also, is there a time that maybe you had to be resilient? What helped you through that time? If there was such a time, what helped you through that time of resilience? That you had to go through something and you had to show resilience in going through that situation. So I'm expecting our comments as we hear. Do let me know. I would love to hear from you. I would love to reason with you in it. But let me share one story that has always um, I don't even know whether it's encouraged I want to use, has always encouraged me really, truly. And it has always made me, given me food for thought. I've always wondered what is in this person, what really is inside her. And it's the story of Malala Yousafzai. I don't know if you have heard of her. Just, I think she was 15 when these things happened. I believe so. Yeah, I think she was 15. And she was, or she still is, an activist. She's from Afghanistan, and she was always speaking out against what was happening in her nation. And at that age of 15, she was shot by the Taliban. The shot should have killed her because it was in her head, the gunshot. But truly, I don't know how this girl made it, but she made it. She survived the gunshot, and she was, taken out of the country quickly, and she received good medical treatment. Yes, but she was never. I never heard her slow down. Honestly, I still remember that period. I was expecting that this young girl, now they have shot her up. That is what I said in my mind. They've shot her up. They've tried, maybe they've been trying all this while to get her to stop advocating for change, advocating for freedom and all that in her nation, and it didn't work. So finally, they shot her. I'm so sure that the people that shot her felt they have shot her up. She will not talk again. This is the end of her advocacy. This is the end of her activism. But truly, this girl did not slow down. She only slowed down to the extent that her health at that time did not allow her, because she couldn't talk for a while. She couldn't talk for a while because of the surgeries and everything she went through. But she was still putting out statements, written statements. Till tomorrow, the girl is still advocating. She's not in Afghanistan anymore. I think she was in the UK. I think she's still in the UK now, if I can remember properly, but she is still advocating. That is resilience in one of its highest forms. Truly, that is resilience in one of its highest forms, because there was a challenge. There was an adversity. I don't even know what to call this one, challenge. And she was able to bounce back from that adversity. She bounced back and she adapted. She didn't allow herself to be brought down by the challenges. She didn't allow herself to be brought down by what was happening around her. She continued. And I kept asking, and I'm asking us also, maybe you have read this story, I've heard this story. What do we think made her to be resilient, made her to stay resilient? What do we think? What do we think? Share with me. What do we think helped Malala Yousafzai to remain resilient upon all that she faced, upon all that happened to her? What do we think kept her resilient? Please share with me. I mean, it could be a lot of things. I don't know her personally, so I can't even really say this is the reason. But what do we think? Share with me in the comments what you think that helped her remain resilient through situations that most people would have just lied down and that's it, given up. I mean, who am I fighting for? Is my life really? should I really put my life on the line like this again for to have this freedom? She was fighting for the freedom of the female folks in Afghanistan because as at that time, they were under quite a lot of oppression, and the Taliban is still there now. They had a resurgence, but she never gave up. She never gave up. Even till now, she's still silently, maybe not as loud as she used to be, but she's still advocating. She's still advocating. Even knowing that her life is still in danger, she is still advocating. So I think that is one of the highest types of resilience. She bounced back. She grew because definitely she didn't, the way she advocated before is not how she's advocating now. She grew from the experience. She didn't just come out of it and then continue doing things the way she used to do. She found better ways to get her message across. So that is one of the bedrocks of resilience, growing through the challenge, growing through the difficulty, growing through the adversity, whatever it is, growing through it and not just coming through it. Because if we just come through situation and we don't grow, we don't learn, we are, I don't want to say doomed, but we probably will still pass through such situations again. Because any lesson we do not learn in life, truly, we repeat. It might look different. It might not be exactly the same situation, but the same lesson until you learn it, it's repeated over and over in our lives. So remember that resilience is about growing through the adversity, not just going through, growing through it. Ensure that you grow through um, adversity. Okay, so there's a science behind resilience. There's actually a science behind it, and it's called one of the sciences. Let me say it. Behind resilience is what is called neuroplasticity. Plasticity, neuroplasticity. You bite my tongue off. And what that says, or what that science teaches, is that the brain has the ability to rewire itself. This is how the body is made. The human brain has the ability to rewire itself through experiences, through things that happen. So it means that over time, if you grow through tough times, your brain will rewire itself such that such situation. That's why I say that any lesson you don't learn, you repeat it in another form, but you keep repeating until you learn. Because the learning is that your brain has now rewired itself to respond in a particular way. So you can build resilience because your brain will begin to rewire itself to respond differently to challenges, to difficult situations, to adversities. So resilience is strengthened over time. That is why you need to grow through resilience and not just um, go through tough times. You must grow through the tough times. Okay, that's one of the scientific um, theories now surrounding resilience. There's also something called the stress response system. And this is talking about cortisol, adrenaline, and how all this impacts resilience. And there's also post traumatic growth. That is, some people grow stronger after adversity. Um, but let me talk briefly. Uh, okay, I'm not seeing this thing here. Interesting. Interesting. So this did not. I'm looking through my notes and it's like big chunks of the note is missing. Interesting. Is it when we talk about technology, sometimes it's something else. It's something else. I saved some portions of this note, and for some reason, I'm not seeing it as I opened my on my tablet. If I open on my system here, my laptop here is there, and I saved it on Google Docs, so it should also be on my tablet. But for some reason, it's not showing. It's not showing. So I wanted to talk about stress and anxiety. Sorry, just a minute. Yeah, I wanted to talk about stress and anxiety and how they help us build resilience. Let me see if I can find those notes. Um, Honestly, I don't know why it's not showing. Okay, I'll have to talk from what I know because I can't find the notes. It's one of those things. So, generally, stress and anxiety affects our body normally, and we know that stress as a is a reaction. Let me put it that way. It's a natural response to pressure, to challenges, or to anything. That is the way the body responds to pressure. Is a natural response, stress, and it can be triggered by things that are external. It can be triggered by things that are internal. But stress can be both positive and negative. You know, it's possible for stress to be positive, it's possible for stress to be negative. And when stress is negative, that's when we have distress. You understand? So that is that stress that is harmful, that stress that is overwhelming, that is what is called distress. And anxiety is just that basic persistent feeling of worry, nervousness, and what have you. All this affect the body. We're talking about resilience. And resilience is built by you passing through stress, right? By you passing through some difficult challenges, by you passing through some situations that are not easy. That is how resilience is built. And if you understand how stress and anxiety affects your body, it can help you build resilience. It can help you overcome distress such that your body and your system builds resilience to the stressors and you can do better. So physically, there's something we call fight or flight in stress. That is the body's response is either fight or flight. When there is a stressful situation, when there is a challenge, when there is a um, adversity, when there is difficult situations, the body's response is usually fight or flight. That is, does it stay and fight the fight, or does it run away? So that is the normal response. And in this time that the body is responding, there's a release of hormones called cortisol, adrenaline, and such things in your system. They are released when um, you go through stress. They are released in your system. So when this happens, it can be for good, as in positive, or it can be negative. It is possible for it to be either way. Either way, it can be positive or negative. The aim is to allow stressors, to allow difficult situations to have positive effects on us. And I mean, we can control it to a large extent. We can actually control it to a large extent. We can. For example, because we know, okay, like the release of cortisol and adrenaline causes your heartbeat to increase, causes rapid breathing, tension in your muscles, causes you to sweat profusely, can give you headaches, migraines, can give you digestive issues and all that. And generally, it weakens your immune system when there's a release of all these hormones, the cortisols, the adrenaline in your system. And if you're able to control your body's response to stress, then you can have these things reduced. You can have the heartbeat, the muscle tension, the rapid breathing reduced. I'll give us some coping mechanisms, that is something that can help you, some things you can do that can help you. Then there are emotional effects of stress also in the body. Um, for example, um, racing thoughts. You begin to think 1,000 things at the same time because there is a situation on ground that is stressor. There is a difficult situation on ground. There is a difficult, circumstance. There's something, that needs to be dealt with. You start having racing thoughts. You start having, you feel frustrated. You have mood swings. One minute you're happy, the next minute you're sad. All these things are responses to stressful situations, responses to difficult situations. But like I said, even overthinking, you can manage your response to it. And when you do, because the brain is made to rewire itself, when you are able to control some of these emotions, some of these effects of stress or anxiety on your system, the brain learns and rewires itself so that the next time such stressors or stressors like that come up, you know how to handle them. The brain has already learned how to handle them. That is why it's so important to build resilience. That's why it's so important. Um, when when you have stressful situations, there are some things that can help you cope. There are some things that can help you manage those situations. This is how we build resilience. Truly, this is how you build resilience, by teaching yourself, by teaching your system how to deal with these stressful situations. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you for joining me on Instagram. I can't still see who is joining me on Facebook, but it's telling me someone is there. So please, whoever you are, thank you for joining me. I don't know why I can't see who it is, but thank you for joining me on Facebook. I can see who joined me on Instagram. So I'm just going to share a few management techniques, something that will help you manage stress. These are the things that will help you build resilience. These things, these stress management techniques. One, to manage the body's response. Remember, I told you that one of the things that stress does to the body is rapid breathing, rapid heart rate, and what have you. So, one of the things that helps is deep breathing exercises. It looks like, how can this work? But I tell you, it works. I used to do this without realizing that it is really a stress management technique. When things are, out of control around me, I just take a deep breath. I breathe in, I breathe out. That's 1 second action for me. Just that 1 second action calms me down first. My heart is no longer racing. My thoughts are no longer racing. My breathing has calmed down. If you check my heart rate, it has calmed down, even if it's just one beat, but it has calmed down. And you're able to think more rationally as a human being when you calm down than when you're in that high stress situation. One of the things that helps, we are learning how to build resilience. We have looked at what resilience is, and we are looking at now how can we build it. And one of the ways to build resilience is to learn how to manage stress. And we're looking at how to manage the physical effects of stress. If you can manage this, remember that your brain rewires itself so that the next time a stressful situation happens, almost automatically this becomes your go-to, because the brain has taught itself that if the heartbeat is increasing, next thing I should do is to try and breathe. So deep breathing exercises, there are different types. There's so many different types. Let me even, yeah, I've seen where I wrote some of them. One is called the 478 breathing method. And in that one, it says you inhale for 4 seconds, hold the breath for 7 seconds, and then exhale for 8 seconds. I can tell you that this works. Like I said, the one I even do is just breathe in, breathe out. I don't even count the seconds. And I can already feel the calmness in my whole body. Talk less of when I do it intentionally. So using this like 478 breathing method is to be intentional in breathing and reducing the body's stress response. Your heart rate comes down, your breathing comes down. This is fact. So there's the 478 technique. There's the one they call box breathing. They said this one is used by Navy SEALs for stress control. And the box breathing is that you inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, then hold for 4 seconds. I'm just imagining how to do these things. You inhale, you take 4 seconds to inhale. That's 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale for 4 seconds. Then hold for 4 seconds. Yeah. I just tried this now. I've never tried this box breathing. I just attempted it now. And even though I was talking and doing it, I still felt the effects. I still felt the calmness. So please try some of these breathing techniques. They help. They really help you get your body under control. You get your body under control. And then once you get your body under control, your heartbeat and all that, you can take more rational decisions. You can truly take more rational decisions. There's another method that they call the progressive muscle relaxation. Now, this, because I told you that when you're stressed, your muscle becomes tense. It's an automatic response. You don't even do it consciously. So one way to help relax those muscles is what is called this progressive muscle relaxation. And that is you tense and relax different muscle groups in the body, starting from the feet and moving upwards. You tense and you relax. I don't even know how to now separate the muscle. That's what I'm thinking. Yes, I was able to tense my feet and relax. I was able to tense the muscles of my calves right now and relax. I'm wondering how I tense. Okay, I've now tensed the muscles of my glutes and relax. Tense maybe my stomach muscles. Relax. What's next? Is it the arm muscles? I guess. But you see, just doing this, honestly, I'm not being intentional right now about doing them. I'm just doing them. Imagine when I now am intentional. I can even my legs feel so because I really did I tensed the leg muscles well and I relaxed it. Already the legs are like rubber. You understand? The muscles are relaxed. So you see that these things work. These things work. So progressive muscle relaxation, it will help reduce the tension in the muscles. And when your body is relaxed, your brain now knows that, okay, we're not in flight or fight. And the brain will also relax. All right. Then exercise. I really don't know whether exercise works for me. But for a lot of people, when they are stressed, they exercise and they're calm. It's said medically or scientifically that when you exercise, you burn off the excess stress hormones. I don't know if it works for me. Well, maybe it does because when I finish exercising, I'm tired. That's what I can say. It says 30 minutes of moderate exercise, either walking, jogging, dancing, whatever you like to do. It lowers the cortisol levels and increases endorphins. The endorphins is the hormones that you want because it's the happy hormones, the hormones that makes you feel relaxed and happy. So you do want those to increase in your system. The cortisol is the one that raises the fight or flight mode in your body, and you do want to reduce those. So I understand that exercising and movement helps to lower cortisol and increase endorphins. Like I said, this one I cannot say categorically. I do 30 minutes walk every day. I actually do it every morning, unless some mornings I wake up maybe old age want to tell on me. And I'm like, no, I need extra 30 minutes of sleep. But generally, every morning I wake up, I walk around 30 to 45 minutes. I'm trying to think now at whether at the end of the walk, do I feel more relaxed? Maybe because my own is so early in the morning, I'm not noticing the effects. I think I need to begin to monitor that and see. But we are told, I've heard people confirm this truly, so I guess it works. Exercise and movement will help you reduce the fight or flight hormones in your body, and your body relaxes. Once again, once your body relaxes, the brain settles down, is no longer trying to make you fight or flight, and it can get a more, I don't want to say reasonable, but a better response to the situation on ground. So that's what we are trying to do. We are trying to build resilience, and one of the ways is to get the body to relax so that the brain now knows that there is no war here. You don't have to fight or flight. We need to come up with a solution, and it thinks logically and comes up with solutions. And remember that when the brain has learned to connect these dots, usually it doesn't disconnect them again. When there's another situation that is fight or flight, it remembers that, okay, what helped last time was calming down, and it prompts you to either do the deep breathing or whatever, and you find yourself calm. When I do, now that I think about it, I can see that whenever things get tense around me, unconsciously I don't even think about it anymore. Now that I'm thinking back, I don't even think about it anymore. It just happens because my brain has learned that this helps. So yes, it works. Another thing that helps is adequate sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Avoid screen time before bed. This 7 or 8 hours, there's some people that do get 7 to 9 hours of sleep, but because just before they slept, they were on their phones, their brain is still active, still working. So they didn't rest well in the 9 hours of sleep. So ensure that you keep the phone away at least, let's say 30 minutes. At least that's the lowest, smallest amount of time. 30 minutes. You keep your phone away. Then, of course, eating well. This is a no brainer. Eat well. It always helps. Some mental techniques that you can help that will help you overcome stressful situations and build resilience. One is what is called cognitive reframing. Cognitive reframing. That is where you will I say change negative thoughts. Um, let's say, for example, something is happening and in your mind you're like, I can never make it. I can't get through this. I cannot get through this. Now, cognitive reframing means that instead of saying that, you tell yourself, yes, this is difficult, but I have overcome challenges before and I can overcome this one too. You see, that is what is called cognitive reframing. And when you do this, this looks like fairy tales, honestly, but I can tell you that cognitive reframing works. I can tell you it works. When you begin to tell yourself a different story, you believe the different story after a while. The brain is a marvelous instrument. Marvelous instrument. It's we that use it wrongly. When you replace negative thoughts with positive ones, you begin to believe the positive ones. Excuse me. If you keep telling yourself, I can't do this, you can't do it. That is the truth. But if you continuously tell yourself, I can do this, what happens is that your brain begins to form the connections needed for you to do that thing. It begins to form the connections. I'm sure, I know I've talked about this before, where once you say, I want a red car or something, you begin to see red cars everywhere. Does it mean those red cars were not existing? They were there. Your neighbor probably has had a red car since 10 years ago, since you have been living next to them, and you never noticed it until you want a red car. Why does that happen? See, that is the thing, because the brain begins to align itself and align your thinking, your processes towards that thing you're saying. This is why cognitive reframing works. And even as a Christian, this is why confessions of the word works. Because as you keep saying it, the brain will begin to align. This is why vision boards work. The brain will begin to create the connections to bring that thing you have been saying to pass. It has heard it enough times to see it as the truth. And it begins to make the connections necessary to bring that thing to pass. So that is cognitive reframing. There's also what is mindfulness and meditation. We have talked about this severally. Stay in the present. Stay in the present. You don't have to worry so much about the future. Many a times the future is worrying for itself. You understand? Stay in the present. Allow yourself to even enjoy the present. These are the things that help you. Journaling helps. I know some people that can swear by journaling. As you write things down, um, I'm not a great journaler. I'm not trying to say that I'm a great journaler. Once in a while, I do journal. And anytime that I've sat down to put down my thoughts, it's like a weight. It's like a heavy weight gets taken away from my body, truly. So journaling helps. Write the things down, put them down. Um, Being kind to yourself, really. Many of us are so what's that word? Is it self-defecating or self-depreciating? I can't remember the English word they use now, but we criticize ourselves so much. Be kind to yourself. Show yourself the same compassion you show to others. Show yourself the same kindness you show to others. It will help you get through stressful situations. It will help you. That is, this also goes along with the cognitive reframing. Tell yourself, I am learning and improving. I am not failing. I'm learning and improving. Cut yourself some slack. You're allowed to make some mistakes. You're allowed to, have one or two errors. Cut yourself some slack. Also, another thing that I know helps reduce stress, connect with others. Have someone you can talk to. Have a group or two or one person, don't have to be too many, that you can truly talk with, that you can truly express yourself with without the person judging you. Very important, that aspect of not judging. It doesn't mean the person will not correct. It doesn't mean the person will not point out what you're doing wrong, but it's not from a place of judgment, from a place of love. So have people like that. And see, one other thing that works magic is laughter. Laughter. When they say laughter is the best medicine, it actually is. I don't know if this has ever happened to you. Some things are going wrong. Things are, everywhere called chaos, and you burst into laughter. Let me tell you, by the time you laugh finish, the situation doesn't look as bad as it looked just a few minutes before that. It actually doesn't look as bad. You will find a way to do what needs to be done. But by laughing, you've already calmed yourself down. You've moved your mind away from that fight or flight mode. So laughter. Listening to music helps some people calm down. So these are the things that we should look at. These are the things that will help you to build resilience. They will help you manage stress and thereby train your body, train your brain to build resilience. These are the things we're talking about. Also, look at managing your time properly, prioritizing things around you. This will um, reduce your being overwhelmed. One of the things that makes us not to be resilient is that we're overwhelmed by situations. So when you're able to manage your time properly, be able to prioritize, then you can reduce being overwhelmed. Yeah, there are many time management techniques, the Eisenhower matrix, such things. Find the one that works for you. I always say, find the one that works for you. What works for me might not work for you. Find the one that works for you. Look for that one that works for you and apply it. Um, okay, so many people I can see on Instagram now. Obukov, Chinwike, um, Veryl's Pap, thank you for joining me on Instagram. I'm so glad you joined me. I still can't see who has joined me on Facebook. Don't know why. But it's showing that people are there, but I can't see their names. So whoever you are, I'm so sorry that I can't see you. Thank you for joining me today on Facebook. I was talking about some other things that can help you manage your stress. Set boundaries. See this boundary thing. Oh God, set boundaries. It helps protect your energy and your mental health. Set boundaries. Enforce them. Not just setting them. Enforce boundaries. Know when to say no. No will not harm anybody. Really. Temporarily, somebody might be upset with you for saying no, but in time they will understand. So say no. Take breaks when you need them. Set boundaries and enforce boundaries. Read your Bible, pray. There's a lot that we can do. There's a lot that we can do. So there are also some things you can do that give you like instant, quick relief from stress. But these ones that I've talked about are things that you can do on a sustained basis that will help reduce stress. And when you reduce stress, remember your brain works better, and then your brain begins to connect that in situations of fight or flight, this is what should be done. And this is how you build resilience. We're talking about building resilience. Talking about building resilience. All right. So I think let me go back to my notes because yeah, let me go back to my notes because that was where my notes cut off somehow. I just had to try and remember some of the things that I had written down. What are some key components of resilience? Some of the things um, that help us in building resilience, of course, regulate your emotions, which is what we have basically been talking about since emotional regulation. Stay calm under pressure. And I've told us the ways to stay calm under pressure. Cognitive flexibility, I talked about that when I talked about reframing. Be able to shift perspective. Be able to shift perspective. In your mind, in your head, shift perspective. Don't always see the negative. Learn and teach yourself how to see the positives, even in the most chaotic, catastrophic situations. There's some positive. Find it. And when you train yourself to do that, over time, you do it now without thought. It becomes your habit. It becomes natural to you. It becomes normal to you. These are the things that will help you build resilience. I've talked about having a good support system. These, I don't. Relationships are key for you to build resilience. There, are people around you will help you when things are hard. So, build the support system. Um, Okay, I've talked about some strategies that will help you strengthen resilience, but let me just mention a few that I have here. Okay, one they say is resilience journaling. Now, this is not just the journaling that you do, okay, just writing down your emotions. Resilience journaling is writing down your daily challenges, the challenges that you face, and then at the same time, your reflections. How did I do when I faced this challenge? What did I do? How did I overcome? When you write these things down and then you later go over them, because it's not just to write and then you throw away the journal, you know. When you write these things down and you later go back and look at them, You learn the lessons therein. This is how you build resilience. Resilience is not by magical. And like I said, everybody has a bit of it. In your system, there's a bit of it. Everybody has a little bit of resilience inside. And the more you do these things I've been talking about intentionally, you strengthen it and you become more resilient and you're able to go through maybe tougher things. Nobody prays for the tougher things to come, but when they do, you're able to go through because you have taught your brain how to make it through those situations. Another thing that you can do is to have a resilience role model. Usually in our lives, in just about every aspect of life, there are people that we have seen that are um, doing whatever it is we want in a way that we think, is makes sense. The same thing with resilience. There are people that you see in your life around you that they're able to overcome adversity. Study them. I gave us one example of Molala Yousafzai. I think some her life needs studying truly because that young girl. Why I mentioned that is because of her age. It's because of her age. She was 15 when these things happened to her. 15 years old, and she was able to, come through with such grace. It needs to be studied. So have a resilience role model, someone that you have seen that is able to overcome challenges. Study them. That's able to overcome difficulties, adversity. Study them and learn from them. Study them and learn from them. Then there's something I saw this and I was like, it's called micro stress training. Micro stress training. And what this entails is exposing yourself to small challenges in order to build mental toughness. And I didn't know it had a name. This is something I think we do, most of us, in one way or the other. But expose yourself to small challenges, not the ones that will bring you down completely. Even in the office, some of us, you do it. Expose yourself to small challenges. Allow yourself to go through some things that are above and beyond what you're used to. That way, you begin to build the mental toughness, small, small. So it's called micro stress training, exposing yourself to small challenges in order to build mental toughness. Small challenges, not big ones. The key word there is small challenges, so that you train your brain how to handle challenges. When the big one comes, your brain is used to handling the small ones. It will begin to apply what it knows first. Let it not be that didn't work on the big challenge. Okay, so micro stress training. All right. So okay. Yeah, I think my time is up. Having discussed these few things about resilience, I think we can say that yes. Mm. Oh wow. I'm looking at okay. I found the notes I've been looking for. I found the notes I've been looking for. In completely different place. I don't even know how I just touched now, and there it is. Okay, so that is what we have for us today. Remember, we are talking about building resilience in a time of change. Building resilience in the face of change, time of change. And today we just looked at excuse me, just looked at the basic what is resilience, just understanding basically what resilience is. Now, I would want to ask us to just try something. Write down three past challenges that you have faced. If you don't have up to three, two, whatever, but just write down some past challenges that you have faced. You can, do it online on paper, you can do it on your phone, however, but take record of three past challenges that you have faced. And then what did you learn from those challenges? If you can't come out with what you learned, then it means your resilience bank is kind of low. You need to build it up. So, three challenges, three past challenges that you have faced, and what did you learn from those past challenges? What lessons did you take away from those past challenges? What this does is that they become like deposits in your resilience bank. They become like deposits, and they give you evidence, yeah, evidence or proof that you can make it through hard times. That is what this exercise does for you. So write down three. If you're comfortable sharing, you can share with me in my DM, or you're comfortable sharing it in the comments, share it in the comments. If you're not comfortable, let it be for you. My DM is always open, as I say. You can always DM me if you want to discuss them. So write down three past challenges that you have gone through and what you learned from them. These are now deposits in your resilience bank. So we want more deposits in our resilience bank, because the more deposits we have, it means that we are building resilience and we are now more able to face any other difficulties or any other challenge that is in front or that might show up sometime in the future. Okay, thank you all so much for joining me. I think as I'm looking at my notes, I've even discussed some of the things I want to discuss next week. I've discussed them today. I have to change the topic of next week and see um, how to adjust. Yeah, I'm going to have to look for how to adjust, because I don't know what I touched and saw my list of topics, and I think I've discussed quite a lot of what I have written down for next week, because when I tried to see my notes for this week, they disappeared. I just discussed from what I could remember in my head. All right, that's fine. We'll just adjust and pick another topic for next week, but it still will be within resilience. We'll still be within building resilience in the face change. Thank you all once again for joining me. It's always a pleasure to have you here on Growth Habits with Ngozi. Remember that I'm your personal guide on the journey of growth. And I want to remind us of a couple of things before I go. One, our Rest and Renew transformation program is coming up on the 1st. On the 1st of March is when we are going to begin that. It's a 21-day program. It's a 21-day program um, that we want to. Oh, okay. Um, Sorry, I'm getting messages here on my other. Yeah. So it's a 21-day program, and in each day you have a Bible verse. So if you're not a Christian, or you don't want to read the Bible, let me know this if you're not a Christian. You don't want to read the Bible, there is no need, because each day there will be a Bible verse, there will be a reflection that will provoke you to think, that will provoke questions, and then there will be an action step that will be given, then concluded with a prayer and affirmation each day. So the link, I will post it again on the comment section in Facebook and Instagram. I've posted it before, but I'll post it again for you to join that 21-day transformational journey program. It's called Rest and Renew. Yeah, it's called Rest and Renew. It started on the 1st of March and it will run for 21 days. Run for 21 days. Um, the link will take you to a Google form where you will fill your information, and then you'll be added. It's not free. It's not free. I found that when people don't commit, even if it's 500 naira to something, they don't take it seriously. So there's a commitment fee for this rest and renew. It's just 1,500 naira. It's not big money. It's just a commitment fee, as I said, so that you will know that my money is in this, so I have to follow up. That is just it. So there's 1,500 naira to be paid. Once you click on that Google form and you fill the form, it will show you the account to pay the 1,500. Once you have done that, you'll be added to the WhatsApp group where this transformation journey will take place. I was doing a program 2 years ago, I think, and part of last year, no, mostly 2 years ago, called Journey Through the Scriptures. We will still get back to Journey Through the Scriptures, but we're going to take this detour first and do this 21-day transformational journey before we go back to Journey Through the Scriptures. Also, our mentorship program is still on. I saw that a lot of people preferred one-on-one mentoring, and I must say it's a bit more tasking for me, but no problem. We shall do it. We'll do it. So go to our seller link on Facebook is there. Maybe I have to put it on Instagram now and select the mentorship program you want to be part of. Make the payments and you'll be added to either a WhatsApp group if you pick the group mentorship. But if it's a one-on-one, then I will contact you and we will decide how it will be. We'll set up the timetable of what needs to be done and how it has to be done. Our book is still there. You can see it on Seller. It's also on Amazon. Our journal is also there. You'll find all that in the Seller page. If you just want like a 1 hour clarity session, you don't want too much talk with me, just want 1 hour, I sit with you, you tell me your plans, we discuss it, and you gain clarity. It's also there. That one is just 15,000 for that 1 hour, just 15,000 naira, not dollars. Naira. Just click also on the seller link, connect, make the payments, and then we will take it from there. All right. Thank you all so much for joining me. Remember to follow us on all our social media handles. We tried, I hope it worked. I will check. We tried to also go live on YouTube with this restream link. Not sure it worked yet. Last week we did TikTok and it didn't seem to work. I really don't know yet. We're still learning this restream app. As we get everything worked out. We are improving, we are growing. So follow us on all our social media handles right here on Facebook. My name is Ngozi Omochiloba. Look for me, you'll find me. We also have our Facebook group and our Facebook page, Growth Habits with Ngozi. On Instagram, find me, personal Ngozi Kapo. Then we have Growth Habits with Ngozi on Instagram, those two accounts. TikTok, Growth Habits with Ngozi, YouTube, Growth Habits with Ngozi. So follow us on all our social media handles. Remember to make today and every day count, truly be valuable and grow. Don't ever find yourself that a day passes and you don't offer value or that you don't grow. Ensure that every day you're offering value somehow and that you're growing. Yes, also this evening, before I forget, I will be also on my friend Kochi Fee's page. I'm trying to find the details. I think it's 4 p.m. this evening. I'll be on her page and I'll be talking about growth also. Can I find that? Um, hmm, I can't seem to find the flyer right now, but 4 p.m. I think is the time. I believe the time is 4 p.m. We'll be talking about growth mindset there. Join me on Balanced Consulting. That's their Facebook page and their Instagram handle. All right. Thank you once again for joining me. Um, yeah, thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you next week. Um, because I'm going to have to do an adjustment on the topic. I'm not sure what the topic would be, but I know it will still be in line with resilience, being able to build and walk through resilience. in this year. So this 2025, by the time we get to the end of 2025, we would have grown astronomically. We started off with talking about our finances. Now we're talking about building resilience. By the time we get to June, sir, by the time we get to June, we will not recognize ourselves. Thank you all once again for joining me. This is Growth Habits with Ngozi. See you all next week, Tuesday, right here on Facebook Live and Instagram Live. If I am sure that the YouTube worked, then next week will also be live on YouTube. Thank you once again for joining me and see you next week. Bye.